The Apple Vision Pro is finally here, and if you're pumped or just curious about what it can do, keep watching. I'll give you a quick rundown of the key features and specs, as well as the latest news you want to know about. Powered by two custom Apple chips, the M2, which runs the VisionOS and is about 20% faster than the M1, and the R1 handles the cameras and sensors, mics, and that includes LiDAR sensors. One standout is 3D photos and videos for next level immersive memories. VisionOS enables spatial computing so you can organize apps on an infinite canvas and interact using hand tracking. It has a dedicated app store but also runs iPhone, iPad, and Mac apps thanks to the M2 chip. You can even project an insane 8K 3D screen over 100 feet wide. For productivity, Apple optimized office and work apps. And for creativity, there are 3D modeling, home design, and music creation apps. Now, FaceTime creates a digital avatar view that aims to mimic your expressions through the aesthetic, which is a bit bizarre right now, as expected with first-gen tech.
Yeah, I mean, your eyes are close. It's too much teeth, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still a little too weird. Battery life is 2.5 hours per charge using a wired connection. It costs $3,500, so it is a bit of a premium. Is it worth it? Keep watching to find out. Now this guy's showing us what not to do when you're cruising in your self-driving Tesla truck and wearing your $3,500 Apple Vision Pro. First off, he looks a little like a character from the movie WALL-E. The driver gets pulled over by the cops, probably for looking like he's engaged in some kind of futuristic sorcery. Please don't spatial compute and drive, kids. Whipping through the busy streets of New York City, Casey Neistat showcases the Apple Vision Pro and has a very interesting take on how well the Vision works outdoors. I highly recommend you check out his video if you haven't already, and as for his bizarre digital persona, it's clear Apple hasn't learned from Meta's mistakes, but that's first gen for you. The surprising thing Casey discovered using the Vision outdoors is that somehow it worked beautifully, demonstrating what Apple envisions the future could look like as this tech gets better. I could easily see this becoming a thing when it's the size of a pair of Ray-Bans, and I'm all for it. Also, shout out to Sam Kohl for really testing the Vision Pro's durability. It's a little painful to watch, no spoilers. Let's just say there's a surprise on how the headset holds up and how some parts are designed. I know I'm probably being a little cryptic, but you should check out his video in the link below. He really punishes the Vision's glass in ways everyday users and a few maniacs might treat their Apple devices. Now this is what makes me want the Vision Pro ASAP. I really like the way the guy set up his space. The fact that you can customize your workspace and have your various apps like Messages, Slack, Safari, all of which work seamlessly with the keyboard and mouse, is really selling this device to me. He even has a music setup, cooking instructions from Gordon Ramsay on his kitchen, grocery notes, the whole 9 yards, all visible while walking around freely. The cool thing is everything stays pinned in place as he moves around the house while using the Vision Pro. Really nice. Matt over at Matt Talks Tech got his hands on a couple of leaks from Apple about a more affordable version of the Vision Pro called the Vision Air, which is slated to come out in 2025 alongside the second-gen Vision Pro. It's expected to cost around $1,000 and will cut out features like 3D FaceTime and certain sensors, as well as potentially using lower resolution micro LED screens. It could be powered by an M2 or M3 chipset, offering a lighter design while still delivering the full VisionOS experience. Matt's video also shows some renderings of what the product might look like, but it's worth noting that the final designs may differ from these renders and that further detail and changes for these models are still uncertain at this stage. Check out this clip of watching an F1 using the Vision Pro. It's a virtual track overlaid in your room so you can watch the whole game at once. You got the track, lap times, smaller feeds from different areas. This lets you see it all go down live. Bear in mind, this is still a concept, but if they make it happen for real, it would be fire. I can imagine this for other live broadcasting events like NFL or NBA games, or even concerts. It definitely takes watching live sports to the next level. Guys, I'd love to go hands-on and do an in-depth review of the Apple Vision Pro for you guys, but the price is a bit too steep. However, Marques Brownlee, I'm sure many of you know, has done an amazing review. I recommend you guys check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. We'll provide a link in the description in case you missed it. Apple says over 600 new apps are being released for the Vision Pro, which is way more than 230 that were initially estimated. But beyond Fruit Ninja AR, most apps still don't offer hands-on interaction. They're mostly giant floating windows or 3D objects, so realistically, 600 apps isn't all that many. Although streaming apps like Disney+, ESPN, Discovery+, Amazon Prime Video, IMAX, and TikTok pledged their support of the headset's launch, other big players like Spotify, Epic Games, and Microsoft called the Apple tax a farce with junk fees, and critics are worried that developers won't build apps if Apple stays anti-dev. Netflix and YouTube already pulled out of supporting the Vision Pro launch. The Apple tax is real. Why would big companies build Apple's desired ecosystem just to pay a premium privilege tax? Another factor may be that some of these big companies may not even believe Vision Pro will blow up like Apple claims, so they don't want to devote resources just yet. It's likely a mix of the Apple tax, uncertainty about the headset's success, and opposition to Apple's anti-dev history that have some giants sitting this one out for now. We'll see who else comes around and supports the Vision Pro now that it's officially launched. The IFixIt channel's host was less than impressed after tearing down the Vision Pro. She got some Ready Player One vibes from the headset and felt the pass-through video quality was subpar despite the immersive experience it offered. Still, you've got to admire her intricate dismantling of the hardware. She's been doing it for over 11 years. If you want to see her rip into this thing and scrutinize its internal components, check out her teardown video linked below. So the big question, should you buy this? I don't think so. If you have a ton of cash and want the latest Apple thing, I'm sure you'll have fun with it. In some cases, it's useful. There's still a lot of issues because it's the first of its kind, and we all know this one will be the worst one Apple makes. If you're an app developer interested in developing apps that will work with the Vision and future gen Vision devices, sure. But for everyone else, and I'm being honest here, this tech needs to weigh 50 grams and fit like a pair of sunglasses. Mass adoption will happen at that stage, and my guess is that that's a few years from now. Apple created something amazing, a vision of what's to come, but it's not here yet. For more tech news and gadgets, subscribe now.